Welcome in to Outkick the Show. Let me let everybody roll in. Everybody roll in, roll in, roll in. Let me know when if you can hear me okay, if everything looks all right. We continue to relocate where my desk is, everything else. Everything good out there. Everything looking fine. Everything looking dandy. I appreciate all of you coming to spend your hard-earned time right now. I'm Clay Travis. I will tell you when I go into character. I got a haircut at the SEC title game. All right. Here we go. 3, 2. Well, I'll wait a sec. Just wait a couple more minutes. Are we good, Facebook? I want to hear that everything is okay on the Facebook feed, and then I will officially get started. My haircuts usually cost around, not much, like $25. I don't pay much for haircuts. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome in to Outkick the Show. I am your fearless leader, Clay Travis, and this is the greatest, most popular Facebook Periscope live stream in the country. And we are hanging out here on a Tuesday. Appreciate everybody joining us. Got several different subjects to hit. And I want to start with an important point. LeBron James on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated has joined, not surprisingly, ESPN as the far left wing. It's sports media, so it tends to be far left wing. And LeBron James gets Sportsman of the Year, and he is posing on the cover of the magazine with a giant safety pin. For those of you who are not aware of the safety pin movement, it's probably because you yourselves are not pussies, but it has taken over in this country. You wear a safety pin if you are a safe space for someone who is triggered by the election of Donald Trump. I can't believe that all those words just strung together in a sentence and exist in our society today, but I do think that LeBron is emblematic of one thing. Like most millennials, he's a pussy. And our number one rule in life, and we have all the DBAP shirts in, we have thousands of them now for the holiday season. Go to OutkickGear.com if you want to get your DBAP shirts. They're all in now. They've officially arrived. LeBron James is a pussy. And I think he's come by his pussydom in this way. I think he recognized that he was never going to be Michael Jordan. Okay? And I think more than anything else, once he realized that he was not going to be Michael Jordan, LeBron and his posse, yeah, I used the word posse, I'm really racist. LeBron and his posse sat around and they said, how can we advance the LeBron James brawl? How can we advance the LeBron James brand without creating a huge brawl among our marketers? How can we advance our brand? And I think they hit on this. I think they told LeBron, look, everybody's comparing you to Michael Jordan. What's the number one weakness in Michael Jordan's brand right now in 2016? What's the number one weakness? It's that he gets criticized on social media for a couple of things. One, the crying Jordan face, right? He's become a meme. Two, that he's not aggressive enough about social issues, and that he's never been aggressive enough about social issues. The Republicans buy sneakers to angle, right? Like that LeBron James is one thing. Michael Jordan appeals to everybody, whether you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Democrat, Republican, anarchist, conservative, whatever you are, you agree in many respects with this phrase, Michael Jordan is a good dude. You enjoy watching him play, you're rooted for him. What's his number one area that you could attack his brand? That he's not an outspoken social justice warrior, that he's not an advocate, that the people on Twitter and social media, Facebook and Twitter, which are often artificial representations of real life, have turned him into a laughingstock as part of a meme, and also that he's not a forward-thinking member of Black Lives Matter. So if you're LeBron James and you are never going to equal Michael Jordan on the court, and you are never going to have the killer instinct of Kobe Bryant, what's the number one way you can distinguish your brand from Michael Jordan's? It's by trying to shift the game and become a social justice warrior. So I think LeBron James, in the last year and a half to 2 years, has made a calculated decision that he and his brand have signed off on. That the way to extend his career beyond the basketball court and the way to challenge Michael Jordan is to become a social justice warrior so that you're more aligned with Jim Brown and Muhammad Ali And instead of constantly comparing you to Michael Jordan, your brand is going to be you are a zealous social media activist. You are a guy who matters more than just the fact that he's good at basketball. We're going to elevate the conversation from LeBron James, good basketball player, to LeBron James, humanitarian. We're going to put you on the stage with Hillary Clinton. We're going to put you in the movies. We're going to get you involved in Hollywood. We're going to make your brand extend beyond the basketball court so that, just like with Muhammad Ali and just like with Jim Brown, their athletic careers are actually secondary to their public pronouncements that they made either during their career or after their career. I think that LeBron James, being the pussy that he is, made the decision that the best way to help his brand was to become a social justice warrior. And I think that LeBron, this is why I never really have loved LeBron. You can like or dislike Kobe Bryant, for instance, but I don't think Kobe Bryant gave a damn what anybody else thought about him. And as somebody who doesn't give a damn about what anybody else thinks about him, I actually like that aspect of Kobe Bryant's character. LeBron James has always been the guy with rabbit ears. He's the guy who hears every insult. He's the guy who curls up in the fetal position. I mean, think about this. It didn't get enough attention at the time. He's the guy who got called a bitch on the basketball court and went and told everybody. Draymond Green called him a bitch on the basketball court, and LeBron James went and told everybody about what Draymond Green said about him on the basketball court. Moreover, he used the motivation that came from getting called a bitch on the basketball court to play even better and win a championship. Let me ask you this question. How is it that you can play any better? How is it that you can elevate your game to any higher of a level? Shouldn't you as a professional automatically be playing as hard as you possibly can at every moment? Like, my job every day when I show up at 5 in the morning, my time, to do a 3-hour radio show is to do a really good radio show. And that doesn't matter what anybody says to me on Twitter. It doesn't matter what a caller calls in and says to me. It doesn't matter what my wife said to me before I left for the show. It doesn't matter what my kids said to me before I left for the show. My job is to be entertaining for 3 hours. And if what is happening in my personal life is impacting whether or not I can be good, that's an indictment on me, because I'm being paid to give my best effort and be as good as I can every single day. Now, am I perfect every single day? Close to it. But no, I'm not perfect every single day, but it's not for lack of trying. It's not because I'm not showing up. It's not because I'm mailing it in. I haven't started mailing in anything yet. If you looked at my schedule today, you'd say, holy hell, nobody in America, I bet this is true, nobody in America has said more live things today than I have in the media. 3-hour national radio show on 240 stations. Come home, write the whole anonymous mailbag. Do interviews on 5 different local radio stations all over the country. D.C., Memphis, Birmingham, Houston. I mean, I've been everywhere today, all over the country doing radio interviews. And then I sit down and I do this additional 45-minute, hour, whatever it is, long show. All of those words completely on the record, all of them able to be dissected, all of them without a single script. It's not like I'm sitting in front of a television screen and somebody is writing out a script for me and I'm just reading what everybody else says. That's me working hard. It may not be perfect. Every word that I said is not going to be spectacular. If you went back and diagrammed every sentence that I said or wrote, it's not going to be flawless, but I'm busting my ass. It's hard to argue otherwise, right? I don't knock LeBron for the game, but I do want you to look behind the curtain and think about what the game is. LeBron realized he can't be Michael Jordan and made a calculated decision that he's going to try to be Muhammad Ali instead. Muhammad Ali dies. I think that all LeBron's posse sat around with him and they said, look, guy, here's what you need to do. You need to advance your brand by becoming a social justice warrior. Michael Jordan is never going to come out and say Black Lives Matter is making sense. Michael Jordan is never going to endorse Hillary Clinton and stand on the stage with her. Michael Jordan is never going to wear a safety pin on the front of freaking Sports Illustrated. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are never going to say somebody said a mean word to them on the basketball court and go public with it. That is 100% what is going on. 100 billion% what's going on here. It's not about belief. It's not about the thought that, oh my God, I've got to go out there and create a better world. He is being the most antagonistic little bitch that he can, because that's what LeBron James is. LeBron James is not the king of basketball. He's the king of millennials. That's the truth. And the reason why he cares is because he's recognized he's never going to catch Jordan. And he wants to be compared to other icons for when his career is over. Just go figure that out. Once you make that connection, it makes total sense. Total sense. LeBron can be Kaepernick's safety pin. Any responses to that? LeBron's not my king. I love that. LeBron is hashtag not my king. Why does an athlete endorsing anyone matter? It matters because all the brands say, oh my God, we got to be affiliated with LeBron James. Thank God LeBron James is standing up for all the people out there who are not being stood up for. Thank God that somebody's finally taken a knee. It's 100% true. I'm going to block somebody. First of all, you guys. I'm the person who makes decisions about whether or not to block comments. Half the time I don't read comments. If you complain about something that I did on this show, then I will block you. I do live by DBAP. You have the right to say anything you want. You don't have the right to say anything you want on my show. You are getting an audience because people are coming to see me. If you suck in the comments and I see it, then I'm going to block you. Just like you don't have the right to come stand on my front porch and complain about things that are going on in my house. This is my show. This is my house. You can be DBAP in your own life. Don't be a pussy doesn't apply to you getting the right to say anything that you want. A lot of you are dumb as fuck. Why should I allow you to broadcast your opinions? I rarely block people on Twitter, but when I do, when I 100% do decide to block somebody on Twitter, it's because you're a bunch of ignorant cunts. And why should I allow you to have the opportunity to come around here and share your opinion with the audience that I've spent 12 years building when you're a dumbass? It's an easy question. Like, does a politician stand up at a rally and then halfway through it say, you know what, I'm going to give the mic over here to somebody else? No, of course not. Like, people are there to see me, to hear me. If you can add to it, then more power to you. Like, you're on the stage, make a play. Just like with a caller. You have the right to call into my radio show, but if you suck, then I'm going to fucking hang up on you. You're embarrassing yourself, your family, everybody else. That's the truth. 100%. No trigger warnings here. This ain't a safe space. This is the real world. If you suck, I'm fucking Clay Kyle, and I will snipe your ass in a heartbeat. 100%. Zero safe space. I don't believe in them. So get the fuck out if you suck. Now I'm going to read a couple of comments. And if I block you, quit being a whiny bitch and move on. Go watch Mike and Mike. Go watch ESPN. Curl up in the fetal position, get your thumb in your mouth, and start sucking on your binky. That's real life if you want to be ESPN. I ain't wearing a safety pin. This ain't a safe space. I'm going to kill you. Not going to up. This, my friend, was an attempt to try and tell me what to talk about on the show. Now, if I accidentally block somebody, you 100% can email me back and say I'll take you off. But 100% Clay Kyle, line it up. I'm going to wipe you the fuck out. If you comment and I see it about the content of the show, this is my show. You don't become a multimillionaire by accident. I know what the people want. You don't know what the people want. You're a commenter. You have no right. Get the fucking binky. Put your finger in your mouth. Suck on it. Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is now not allowing players to dress up in dresses as part of hazing. And this is an example of just leagues being totally fucking lost when it comes to what people actually care about. 100%. Is there anyone out there in America today who has a functional brain, who is not a complete and total fucking loser, that was upset or triggered or had their safe space violated by these Major League Baseball players dressing up in dresses? If I were a Major League Baseball player, I might wear a dress to the clubhouse every day for a month. And when they asked me why I was doing it or tried to find me, I would say, I'm thinking about transitioning. Because then I would become a goddamn hero. Just show up every day in a purse with a dress and just walk right into the clubhouse. And if they said, you're not allowed to dress like a girl, I would say, whoa, bro. Are you judging me? How do you know that I might not be trying to decide whether or not, even though I look like a dude and I've got a cock like a goddamn elephant trunk, I might actually be thinking about becoming a girl? That's offensive. You remember, you can choose your sex now. Whatever you feel like, just grab it right out of the air. You identify with anything. So if I identify as a girl, and I certainly got the boobs for it, why in the world can't I wear a dress too? Isn't Major League Baseball being offensive to me? 100%? I don't know. Certainly worth thinking about. But this is an example. Like, who out there in the world at large was saying, you know what I'm really bothered by? You know, of all the things that are going on in the world today, you know what I really wish Major League Baseball could fix? I wish a couple of times a year, because they're bored as shit and the baseball season lasts 162 games, I wish that the boys didn't dress up like the girls. And I wish they didn't wear like Wonder Woman outfits and have to dress up like different girls to entertain everybody while they're on the plane. Is this really something that needs to be remedied? Is there anyone out there right now that believes that this is legitimately something that needs to be reconciled? That the Major League Baseball needs to have an official position on it? This is an example of why social media is bad. One of the good things about social media. What's bad about it is people take it seriously. I always say this, but I think it's worth repeating. I've never had a negative word said to my face. And moreover, I think a lot of the people who have said negative things to me on Twitter, if they see me out in public, you know what they want to do? They want to get a picture taken with me. Because they're pussies. Because what people say on social media is not representative of what they actually think or even what they're willing to say, certainly in public. And this and LeBron James' story to me are connected because somewhere along the line, we have so emboldened pussies that there's now an actual benefit to being a person who goes out and says, I'm offended. Like, we coddle, grab their balls, caress them, blow on them, palpate them, rub the taint, make sure the taint's nice and loose. We make sure that if you're offended, it's a position of prominence in this society. When did that happen? When my kids come home and say somebody said something mean to them, you know what I say? Well, don't listen. Deal with it. When in the world did LeBron James say, oh, he used the word posse. Oh, he called me a bitch. Why is LeBron James like that? Because he's getting praised for it. Because most people are saying, good for you, LeBron James. Good job standing up for everybody else. You're right. The word posse shouldn't be used, even though it's been used for hundreds of years and isn't remotely offensive. Good for you, LeBron James, for putting a safety pin on your shirt so everybody knows that even though your side lost the election, it's really important for you to know that everybody else around you is in a safe space. And that if they feel the need to cry, they can come up to you and just hug you and start to cry because their side lost the election. Motherfucker, I worked on the Al Gore 2000 presidential campaign. There was nobody angrier outside of the Al Gore family when George W. Bush won. Do you know what I did the day after Al Gore got robbed of the election? I got the fuck up and I went to work and I went to school. Because you know what? I was an adult, even though I was whatever I was, 20 years old. Because I sacked the fuck up. Nobody sacks the fuck up anymore. Bunch of pussies. This is just further emblematic of it. I think Major League Baseball is making a really, really bad decision. Also, on the Major League Baseball dress situation, what happens if they wear it? What happens if they wear it? Let's see. Are you ashamed to be a grown professional man who uses words like triggered unironically? No. Are you excited to be a grown professional man who just got motherfucking Clay Kyled the fuck out of on my own show? Modern dandyism? Are you embarrassed to be a modern man who has the phrase modern dandyism? Look, here's the deal. If you're triggered, you're a bitch. If you are triggered by anything in America today, you are a bitch. You are a pussy. Okay? DBAP. So no, I'm not embarrassed to say it. I think every single one of you right now should say to everyone you know, the next time somebody's whining about something that doesn't matter, hashtag DBAP. Don't be a pussy. You're out. Dead. And so what happens if they violate the rule? I really mean this. I would wear a dress every day. And then if somebody asked me why I was doing it and tried to find me, I would say, wait, so you're telling me I can't pick my gender? You're telling me that Major League Baseball believes that men can't decide they're going to be women? And Major League Baseball would back off this policy so motherfucking quick. I might even have everybody on the team sign an affidavit before we went hazing, saying that they were all considering being girls. The only way they could decide whether or not they wanted to be a girl was to wear heels and a skirt and a dress for a day. Everybody dresses up, then decides they don't want to be a girl, but they've tried it out. They tried out the other sex. 100%. Finally, and this was a real kick in the teeth to me. This morning I went public with the story. If you haven't heard it yet, Jeff Fisher said he wanted to see me in a dark alley, said he wanted to fight me. This happened when I was working at 104.5 The Zone on 3HL. there was a big controversy, if you remember it correctly, over Vince Young, who got suspended from being able to play for Jeff Fisher's team. And Vince showed up later that season on the sideline, and Jeff Fisher was coaching, and Fisher said he didn't see Vince Young. And I said, are you kidding me? You're the head coach of a team, and you expect me to believe that you didn't know that somebody was on the sideline at your event? I said, this is totally not believable. You are making this up. I think I called Jeff Fisher a liar because I talked to people who were involved in the team security, and they told me that they had told Jeff Fisher that Vince Young was there. Okay? So it made total sense. So we had 14,000 over 12,000 people voted. 70% of you said Jeff Fisher would beat my ass. Now that's a painful resolution. Jeff Fisher's 58 years old. I'm 37. Look at these motherfucking guns. Look at these pythons. You think Jeff Fisher can step to this? Come on. Look at that. Look at that tricep muscle. You think Fisher has tricep muscles like that? That's old man dad strength. Look at these tricep muscles. You kidding me? Look at that. Pow. Pow. I could strangle a man with that tricep by itself. And so I think in general that there's no doubt whatsoever that I would beat the fuck out of Jeff Fisher. But if we had to fight, there's no doubt at all. There's no doubt at all that if I had to fight Jeff Fisher, I would demand just one thing, that we fight 2 times. Because if we've learned anything about Jeff Fisher at all, it's that if he wins the first fight, he's going to lose the second fight. Worst case scenario, I'm going to go 50-50. 100% big-time playmaker. Let's see what we got here. All is going well. So that was a little bit of a kick in the teeth, but that story is 100% true. Jeff Fisher wanted to fight me. We actually had him on tape saying it, and I said I wanted to run it on the air. They said we couldn't. That same year, Jeff Fisher wrote an angry letter to 104.5 The Zone complaining about my coverage of the Titans. I also wanted to read that letter on the air. We couldn't do that because the Titans were a sponsor, and they obviously their games aired on 104.5 The Zone. The stories we could tell about how upset the Titans were, talk about triggering. I triggered the Titans more than anybody in the history of that organization, and they deserved it. But that is neither here nor there. All right, questions. Questions about anything in the world today. It is time for rapid fire, and I will respond. Top 5 pick. I definitely appreciate the fact that Jeff Fisher, by the way, if you think it's a coincidence that Jeff Fisher quit 3 days before he was about to set the all-time record for being the losingest coach in the history of the NFL, I got a bridge to sell you. That guy quit on his team when he recognized he was about to be the losingest head coach in the history of the NFL. They were going to get their asses kicked on Thursday. It actually would have made more sense to fire him after the Thursday game because then you got multiple days to get ready for a new coach. Usually it's after that Thursday game when a coach gets fired because then you got multiple time, like all extra days to get ready. Jeff Fisher totally bitched out of there. Oh, I got to ask. I'm going to talk a little bit about this too. Great question about the state of Florida in college football. I think that Florida Gators have the worst coach in the entire state of Florida right now. 7th ranked coach. When you look at the quality, Jim McElwain, Scott Frost, Charlie Strong, Butch Davis, Lane Kiffin, and Mark Richt. I think Jim McElwain is the worst of those 7 coaches, with the possible exception of Scott Frost. At least Scott Frost has a schematic advantage. I think McElwain is the 6th best coach in the state of Florida right now. And that's why he's having trouble recruiting relative to past Florida years of success. The only reason McElwain has won so far is because of Will Muschamp's defensive players. And he just lost his defensive coordinator. But Will Muschamp did an unbelievable job stacking that roster with incredible defensive players, many of whom are going to graduate this year. Jim McElwain's offense has sucked. Really, really sucked. So there's no doubt at all. When will Lane be on Outkick? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. We put in an official request for him. Tomorrow's show, we've got Clay Helton from USC, Southern Cal coach, and we've got Kurt Menefee. Those are the guys that are definitely booked for tomorrow. Thursday, we'll have Mike McIntyre again, the former head coach, or the current head coach of the University of Colorado. And so that will be a lot of fun. He was really good the last time we had him on. So those are the guys that we have booked kind of going forward on the show. But we've requested Lane Kiffin. And I just texted Jimmy Sexton and said, Jimmy, you got to get Lane on with us. So hopefully Jimmy Sexton will come through and get Lane on. If not before the playoff, then hopefully after the playoff, maybe after signing day. I would love to get him on. Oh, Kanye. We got to talk about Kanye. How awesome is Donald Trump, rapper-in-chief, bringing in Kanye to Trump Tower? Oh, I can't believe I didn't put that in as the rundown. I should have had that in at the top for sure. I love him bringing in Kanye. Kanye, if you don't remember, said at his concert before he got hospitalized that he would be voting for Donald Trump if he had actually voted. And I love this fact. I mean, look, here's the deal. I think Donald Trump has set expectations so low among the triggered classes that dislike him that he has absolutely no way. To go anywhere but up. And if you look at what the stock market's done, I love the Trump presidency so far. Stock market's been on fire. Donald Trump is not racist. He's not sexist. He's just a fucking businessman. And I like businessmen because they're actually easier to forecast what they're going to do. Businessmen are self-interested. I've said this for a long time. I was a lot more scared of a Ted Cruz presidency, for instance, than I was a Donald Trump presidency. Ted Cruz is a true believer. Like, he believes in some wacky-ass shit if you actually pay attention to what Ted Cruz believes in. Donald Trump makes deals. He makes money. Show me a capitalist, I'll show you somebody I could work with. That's why I was always saying, when we went to war with Iraq, I sat back and I said, look, I don't like Saddam Hussein. I don't think he's a very good ruler. All these things, right? But ultimately, what do we know about Saddam Hussein? He liked pussy and money. If you like pussy and money, I can negotiate with you. I understand you. You make sense. As soon as you get one of these crazy-ass religious zealots, if he's actually a religious zealot and not just a religious zealot who really loves pussy and money and is pretending to be a religious zealot, you can't negotiate with a religious dude. Because a religious dude is going to be like, I believe this. And then you say, well, how about we do this? And he says, no, I believe this. Those are the guys you have to be nervous about. Those are the guys who are true believers. Like, they think you're going to hell if you don't agree to them about what they believe about something that's written in a book. Those guys scare me. You give me any kind of business person, I'll sit down with them. We can come to a reasonable approximation of value. Like, we'll compromise. We'll figure out what works. 100%. Donald Trump is not a true believer in anything. Like, everybody's like, oh, Donald Trump's going to take away the right to abortion. I'm like, are you kidding? Donald Trump might pay for an abortion while he's president. There's a 100% chance that Donald Trump has paid for multiple abortions. A dude's been married 3 times and lived in New York City in the 1970s and 80s. You telling me he didn't get a woman accidentally pregnant that he didn't want to get pregnant? Come the fuck on. The only reason there's not like 100 billion Donald Trump heirs running around right now is because he doesn't drink. If Donald Trump drank, can you imagine what he would do? Like, think about all the stuff that Donald Trump does and then think about it and say, he did all that while he was sober. That's the thing that's actually crazy to me about Donald Trump. If he drank, I'd be like, okay, the guy drinks and sometimes says some crazy shit. Donald Trump has said everything that he's ever said and never been drunk in his life. He's never touched alcohol. Imagine what Trump would be like if he actually drank. This guy would be unbelievable. So there are lots of things about Donald Trump that I think are a little bit scary, but this business aspect, his business acumen is not one of them. And so what he's doing is smart. He's reaching out. I told you, he met with Ray Lewis, which is funny. Ray Lewis, he's going to end up being beloved by athletes. Just wait. He's a rapper. I wrote an article a while back saying that Donald Trump was basically a rapper. He was just white instead of black, and he was just ahead of the rap game. Think about it. He's from New York. He was ahead of Biggie and Tupac. I mean, Biggie and Puff Daddy and everybody else who came out of the rap game in New York, where the rap game emerged. He brags about, what does he brag about? His money, his bitches, his influence, his power. I mean, Donald Trump is a rapper. If you put Donald Trump's speeches into a rap, that's why it's so funny Jay-Z like hates Donald Trump. I'm like, are you kidding me? You are Donald Trump. It's like Jay-Z accusing Donald Trump of being a misogynist is one of the most ironic things I've ever seen. Have you ever heard your music, Jay-Z? Beyonce saying that she was offended by Donald Trump saying he was going to grab a girl by the pussy. I'm like, have you even heard a Beyonce song? Like, this is one of the most unbelievable hypocrisies I've ever seen. Like, it makes my head explode. Like, I like Jay-Z just like I like Donald Trump. But don't pretend that you're so much different one than the other. You guys are just two sides of the same coin. One guy's white, one guy's black. You're both in the Empire State making a living the best you can off of people who are a lot dumber than you. Come on now. Don't knock the hustle. If Donald Trump were black, it would be people would be loving him. Jay-Z would be like, oh, this guy's the realest black president we've ever had. Donald Trump is more of a black president than Barack Obama is a black president. If you look at the hustle, I mean, he is a rapper. Barack Obama's like the most straight-laced, like, that's what I love. I voted for Obama twice, but the guy is like the blandest, most straight-laced, professorial dude imaginable. He is not a guy who's out there bragging about his bitches and his bling. That's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the first rapper in the White House. There's no doubt at all about it. Don't knock the hustle, indeed. All right, what else we got? What other questions? Questions out there. White people aren't allowed to use freedom of speech. It's racist. It makes people uncomfortable. Everybody can use freedom of speech. I make my living off freedom of speech. That's why I'm so good at it. We need DBAP safety pins. That's pretty fun. Trump is no doubt a great troll. Butch Jones crying about people saying mean things about him. Butch Jones, again, rabbit ears. Just like LeBron. You got rabbit ears, you shouldn't be the head coach at Tennessee. That's just the truth. People say meaner things about me than they do Butch Jones. Am I constantly looking over my shoulder worried about what people are saying about me? No. If you're not big enough to be able to handle people writing mean articles about you, I guarantee you there's a couple of mean articles written about me today. Butch Jones gets a couple every now and then. These coaches, you can't handle it, then get out. You need to be coaching at a mid-tier program. LeBron is no McNair, that's for sure. McNair's got an Olive Garden shaker cock. LeBron's got a normal dude cock. Really disappointing. That's not a king's cock. We saw it. Flash the dick. Very mediocre dick. I expected LeBron, with all of his other physical traits, to have like a helicopter dick, just throw people out like Inspector Gadget, tackle them, knock them down with his dick. Nope. Maybe that explains the lack of self-confidence. The rabbit ears. He's always thinking somebody's going to be making fun of his dick. I don't know. No, I'm not going to go to the print. I don't go out at night during the week now. I've got to get up too early. And I certainly am not going to go out during the week to a hockey game. So no, I will not be out during the week. The only time you'll see me out during the week is if I don't have a show the next day, or if I'm just saying, screw it. I'm only going to be out I'm going to just sleep for like 2 hours before the show. I've only done that a couple of times. It's tough. Tough to pull off a 3-hour show and then the whole rest of the day, and then my kids get home from school and everything else. Too tough. I will not do the Music City Bowl. I will be in Naples. I'll be in Naples, Florida when the Music City Bowl happens. I'm going to be doing the show from down in Florida. And then I'll come back up. I'm going to go to Alabama, Washington. Then I'll come back down to Tampa. I'm going to go to the title game. And then we'll take the show. We evidently have a tremendous set on Radio Row inside for the Super Bowl. So if you're in Houston, we're going to have an incredible setup for Radio Row at the Super Bowl. Should be phenomenal. It's going to look outstanding. I'm told that the radio set is just outstanding. So we'll have a massive one. Yeah, 6 hours sleep is recommended. Probably will have Herb Street on again. We got to go golfing, go out and eat some point soon. Saturday versus the Chiefs. I like the Titans' chances. It has to be high scoring. I think it has to be high scoring for the Titans to win. But I think they'll play well. I think the Chiefs will win. But I think it'll be like a field goal game. I think it'll be able to go either way on the final drive. Mariota's top 10 quarterback in the league, maybe top 5. You should work at 4 after an all-nighter. I've done it a couple times. I pulled all-nighter on the election night, and I pulled basically an all-nighter the night the Cubs won Game 7. That was tough. I don't know what brand of cups we use. If you're a cup maker and you want to sponsor the show, I'm 100% happy to do it. How do I land a wife at the Masters? Get rich, so you can buy Masters tickets. Being rich helps you land wives everywhere. Next OC for the Vols, I'm not sure. I love the idea of getting a hall pass. The idea of the hall pass makes more sense. The anonymous mailbag today is fantastic. Thank you for watching from Ireland. The anonymous mailbag is extraordinary. You guys need to be out there 100% and check it out. I think you'll absolutely love the mailbag today. It's outstanding. I don't know who Alabama's next OC is going to be. I think there's a decent chance he keeps it in-house. I'm not 100% sure. We do need DBAP coffee mugs. That's a good idea. How many head coaches are getting fired in the NFL this year? I don't know. Tell me what's going to happen with Hugh and what's going to happen with Chip Kelly. I don't know how the 49ers bring back Chip Kelly if he goes 1-15. That seems like it's going to be tough to pull off. Marvin Lewis may get fired at the Bengals. The talk has been that the owner there, Paul, what's his name? Paul, whatever the guy's name is who owns the Bengals, is old and doesn't want to flip coaches now because he just doesn't want to have to go through the process. Yes, I do think Bama will miss Joey Saltwater. When we see Travis Clay again, Travis Clay may make an appearance on the radio show tomorrow. You never know. Got to tune in. SEC coaching hot seat. I would put 4 guys on there for sure. Butch, Kevin Sumlin, Brett Bielema, and certainly Gus Malzahn, and maybe more. We need Mike. Mikey's an incredible caller. Absolutely love him. Army Navy was extraordinary. Had a great time. Thanks to USAA for having us there. Congratulations to Army for winning. It was fantastic. Gus in the yeah, he's in the Sugar Bowl. Yeah, he's in the Sugar Bowl at 8-4, and they're favored to lose, which would make him 8-5. If you're an Auburn fan who's happy with 8-5, then congratulations. You're the only Auburn fan I know who's happy with 8-5. I don't think Tennessee would hire Saltwater again, Joey Saltwater, a.k.a. Lane Kiffin. I think they should. Dan Mullen to Tennessee wouldn't stun me. Dan Mullen to Tennessee, Hugh Freeze to Tennessee, neither one would stun me. And the guy I'm talking to on Thursday, Mike McIntyre at Colorado. His dad coached at Vanderbilt. I think he'd like to get back in the SEC at some point. All right, love you guys. Appreciate all the time. We'll be back again tomorrow. The bowl picks are going up tomorrow at noon. We've been 58% on the year. I'm going to make you guys some money. My bowl game picks go up tomorrow. I haven't even bet them all myself. I've got to do it. Those will be up tomorrow. Get rich. Love you guys. They'll be up at noon. Motherfuckers. I am Clay Travis. DBAP. Hashtag DBAP. Go get the shirts. They're at OutKickGear.com. We've got a ton of them. Love all of you guys. Thank you for watching the show. Tomorrow morning, big show. Clay Helton and from the Fox pregame show, Kurt Menefee, as well as my guy, I believe, Jeff Schwartz. And I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm Clay Travis. This has been Outkick, the show. Hashtag DBAP.